Okay,
I have
guys,
a,
hold
I
on.
have a,
Welcome to Empower to Lead's team call for November 18th. Um, like I said, we're going to do questions, but does anybody have rank advancements they need to shout out this week or that they missed shouting out last week? I'm going to go ahead and shout out Stephanie again for Diamond because I think this is the first time that she's been on since it happened. So congratulations for the 15th time.
Yay, canceling class.
Does anybody else have
I don't know where my
announcements? No. Okay. Well, you can go ahead and whoever was going to talk your question, go ahead and ask.
I have a quick one.
Yes.
Yes. I'm just now starting out on the whole coaching journey, and I've been reaching out to people and honestly just being my genuine self via social media. And people are, in fact, reaching out to me, contacting them, which is awesome. However, my question is, do you guys or have you found that people need to see like more than just a few weeks of posting about it? Like, do you think that there's like a month or two delay where people need to see like that you're for real, or are people on board right away?
Brittany, I'll answer you first because I'm totally bragging right now, but I got to Diamond in 29 days, so it's totally possible. And I started posting, I think maybe just 2 weeks into starting the 21-day fix before, when Dana was like, hey, try coaching. And I'm like, all right. And it was a huge outreach. And I think just you're doing an awesome job. I've already been like, stalking you a little bit, and you're doing an awesome job on your Facebook, and like keep up being genuine. And when people reach out to you, like be genuine and tell them how it makes you feel, and people they'll want to join you. It's really pretty natural and organic, and I do not think at all that there's a 2-month delay.
Okay.
Not at all.
Okay.
I personally can speak to that myself. I know in my first month as a coach, because I didn't like sign up as a challenger and then decide to coach. I signed up as a coach originally, like got welcomed to the team the day that I signed up. And I didn't really start sharing until probably 4 or 5 days in, because I needed to really feel the difference, and it happened that fast for me. But I don't know, it was more so just speaking to what I knew it was doing for me, and speaking to the hopes of it. And that I quickly believed in something because I felt a difference so fast. Like my energy changed so much so quickly with Shakeology. And I already noticed a huge difference in how I felt, like my anxiety and stuff throughout the day from working out. So like Laura said, just genuinely sharing your story of how it's made you feel. And 3 weeks is enough to know your results. I mean, you had incredible results in a 3-week period. So if that's not, enough for some people, then they're just not ready. But you will find people that are ready to just dive in, like a lot of us were. So
Thank you, guys.
anybody else have questions?
Mine's not a question, but more a comment and like a heads up for all of you guys. I know Dana posted about it today, but I had like a little bit of a stressful day because I realized this morning, I guess it was late last night, I got an email saying that one of my coaches was canceling her account. She was actually someone that we thought was going to coach. And it came as a huge surprise. And this coach is kind of like had a hard time recently, and a lot of people have gone inactive under her account, and we realized it was actually going to take away her Emerald status because it was the only person that was active on her whatever left or right leg, and that in turn was going to make I have three active coaches on one side and one active coach on the other side, and she's my one active coach on my right side. So we realized that was going to then make me not have an emerald on my right, which would take away not just, my diamond, but my star diamond. Not to mention, it was also going to take away one of Dana's diamonds. So it was just like a really stressful day trying to fill that hole and figure out either how to get that challenger back or how to fill it on my end. So I just encourage you every day to look at your downline and look at, especially as you advance beyond emerald, but even when you're emerald, you need to make sure that you have active people on both of your sides. And the other thing that Dana had suggested I do yesterday that I think is a really good idea is that, that coach in particular has a lot of inactive people on her downline. And so just reaching out to your inactive people and encouraging or inviting them to join your upcoming challenge groups. So either by, restarting with a 3-day refresh or Shakeology. That's just my little 2 cents because it was literally what I thought about all day. It is fixed. We're fine. We're good. But it was really, really stress that probably didn't need to happen if I had been more on top of it prior to today. So there's that.
I'm glad you shared that. If you guys missed it, I actually made a video yesterday about how to check your active versus inactive status in your downlines, because that is something you need to be doing every morning, and you cannot start doing that too early. And, it's not just for the fact that if you're pushing for a rank that you have the ability to, lose or not qualify for that rank just by not checking in and there, being a mistake happen. But it's more so for the fact that I have tons of people that have gone inactive. I know a lot of you have said, like, I'm having so many people cancel. Is that normal? It is normal. Not everybody is going to come on and stay on board and beyond for life. But the reality is those people came to you looking for a change. Those people came to you looking for help. And I don't care if they have been canceled for a year. You need to still check in on those people. You need to ask them how their journey is going. You need to ask them how their progress is going, how their life is, whatever it is that they came to you for in the beginning. Just keep continuing on with those relationships. They came to you for a reason, and that means they need your help. And just because somebody canceled does not mean that you just write them off and say, well, on to the next. I have had a lot of people that just, they got into it, they did it for a little while, and they realized they weren't ready because they didn't have the mental shift with it yet. And sometimes people come back around 3, 6, 8, 10 months down the road. I followed up with people and they've said, I think I'm ready now. I want to try a new workout program, or I need to get back active with Shakeology, whatever it is. Don't just give up on people, guys, because honestly, you could think about it being any single one of us. If we gave up and our coach just stopped caring, how would that make you feel if 3 months down the road you decide, I really did need this change. I was just afraid, or I wasn't ready, or I was going through a really tough time. We need to be the people that love these people through the process no matter what. It doesn't matter if they're active or not. Okay, guys? So please make sure that you are checking your downlines every single morning or afternoon or night or whenever you sit down to work your business. And I'm happy to clarify how to do so again if the video does not make enough sense to you. So just let me know if you do. What I wanted to do tonight is a little bit different. Does anybody else have any questions before I get started? Anybody? Well, if you think of something, you can ask at the end. What I wanted to do tonight is a little bit different because I know a lot of you weren't on the call with Colleen Eddy last night, and maybe some of you watched the replay, but one of the things that she said to me that stuck out, just like it hit me really hard when she said it. She said, hesitation breeds fear, and action is the cure for fear. And there, with so many human emotions that we have and putting ourselves out there like we are on social media and inviting people to something that, we don't know how the person on the other end is going to respond. There is often a lot of fear surrounding some of the things that we do. And there's often a lot of fear, about self-doubt or self-confidence, or if you're capable of making, these big dreams and these big visions that you have for yourself a reality. And I think that it's really important that sometime we address those fears so that we can learn how to overcome them. I've shared before that for me, I gave myself no backup plan. I had my back against the wall and I had to make this work, and it forced me to overcome my fears because I didn't have any other choice. I wasn't going to go and work 2 jobs and go to school at night and never see my child. So for me, I had to push all those fears aside and just dive in and do it no matter how freaking scared I was. But I can assure you that there's been so many times that I have been scared shitless of what it was that I had to do, and I still did it anyways. And that still holds true now. So first, before I go through a little exercise with you guys, I'm going to play a video for you guys that I find and I listen to when I'm having a hard day, or I'm feeling fearful, or I'm kind of letting my fears get the best of me. Because your mindset is the most powerful thing that you have. And I know that I harp reading personal development will change your life and all these things, but it's more than that. It's you need to have a positive mindset. And I don't care how tough things get in your life or in your day sometimes, if you can find a place within yourself that you know that no matter what you face, that you can get through it and you'll come out better on the other end for it, you'll always be able to bring yourself back. No matter what it is you're facing, and that goes for the same in your business when you're pushing past fears and you're pushing for bigger things. So I'm gonna play this video for you guys. It's about 10 minutes, and then we're gonna do a quick exercise. So here we go. And give me a thumbs up if you can hear it.
When you begin to look at your life, you can decide to use fear as a blocker, or you can decide to use it as building blocks. That you decide, hey, look here, I'm going to move in this direction. I'm not going to allow anything to stop me from doing what I want to do. See, when you begin to understand and acknowledge your fear, and you go forth anyhow, you go forth in a spirit and a knowing that there's a way that you can begin to handle this. There's a way out here somewhere. There's a solution. What it is that you're seeking, that you have the capacity to whatever comes up, to handle it, to face it. And rather than feeling powerless, you begin to feel powerful. See, when all of the major downsizings that are taking place around this country, there are a lot of people who are biting their fingers in fear that they might lose their jobs. But there are few people who have decided within themselves, I'm going to make it. Some people aren't waiting to be cut. Some people are moving on their own because they feel within themselves, I've got what it takes to make it. They're not afraid about tomorrow because of how they see themselves, because of what they feel that they deserve, because of what they feel that they can create for themselves. Because these people have decided, as they look at the future, as they look at themselves, there's a way. Where there's a will, there's a way for me to begin to create a way out of no way. And when you have that kind of consciousness, when you have that kind of spirit, nothing can stop you. Nothing. What would your life be like as you look toward the future? If you decided, I'm not going to allow my fears to stop me, what would your life be like? What would your future be like if you decided to want that which you desire so strongly that it prepares you past your fears, that you experience the fear, as the one book says, feel the fear and do it anyway? What would your life be like? And I'm saying to you that all of us who have been entombed by fear have the capacity to resurrect ourselves and to resurrect our dreams. And you have. Is it easy? No. It's not easy. Can I do it? Yes. What's one of the ways to get started? Some of us need somebody to hold our hands. Sometimes we need somebody to help us out. Be willing to say, I don't know. Be willing to reach out. Be willing to get some assistance to take you to the next level of what great athlete. You never expect boxers to make profound statements. I think it was Joe Frazier who said this one. He says, all of us are like the blind man at some point in our lives standing on the corner, waiting for somebody to lead us across. So all of us at some point in our lives need some help, need someone to reach out to us, to throw out the lifeline, to help us go across some treacherous waters that we couldn't navigate by ourselves. None of us do it by ourselves. All of us at some point in our lives. We need that kind of help. We need that kind of assistance because we grow from the people we have in our lives that can enrich our lives personally, professionally, spiritually, and all the dimensions of our lives. We don't grow in a vacuum. So as you look at yourself, what are the fears you have that maybe you need some help in strengthening yourself in that area? As you assess your strengths and your weaknesses, as you begin to prove yourself and your passions and your dreams and your goals and the things that you want, if you decide to experience all of your true potential, if you decide to manifest all of your greatness, if you decide, wait a minute, what else is available to me out here? If I decided to experience the fear of rejection, the fear of no, the fear of failure, the fear of standing by myself, what else is available? Of taking a chance, a fear of losing it all, what else is available to me that will bring some extra meaning and value? The fear of people not liking me. You know how many people do things they don't want to do because they want everybody to like them? Everybody's not going to like you. No, it's just not that kind of world. But you know, a lot of people who won't take positions on issues, who won't take a stand for things they believe in, who won't speak up for themselves because they don't want to make anybody mad. Oh, it was Bill Cosby. He said, I don't know what the secret of success is. He said, but here's what I know what the secret of failure is. He said, trying to please everybody. You can't please everybody. But there are people who have the fear of rocking the boat. So they just go alone in life, just go alone. Not trying to disturb anything, not trying to shake anything up, not trying to make any waves. See, there are some people who come through the universe and their level of contribution and the level of energy they manifest is so small, so inconspicuous that when they go, you won't even know they left. But there's some people, because of their personality, because of their contribution, because of the investment of their time and their energy and the impact they have there, that when they go, everybody will miss them. So when Mother Teresa checked out, everybody will know. When Rosa Parks, everybody will know. Nelson Mandela, everybody will know. Why? Because of their contribution. See, but there's some people, because their contribution is so small, no one will care. So I'm saying, before you are boxed and buried, decide that you're going to box and bury your feet. Decide that you're going to begin to live life on a new level, seeking out new horizons, that you're going to find more love and more joy and more ways to give more to life. God said something, I love this. He says, everything a man does for himself, that's what. He takes with him. Everything he does for others, he leaves behind. So when you begin to say, what is it that I want to leave? What contribution that I want to begin to make? What difference do I want to make in life? What is it that I want to do with the rest of the life that I have left? What chances I need to take? What risks do I need to begin to embrace? What fears do I need to step on? What areas of my life am I dead right now? What dreams? You can either live your dreams or live your fears. You have got to get to a point where you say, I'm sick and tired of living like this. There's got to be more. That's when people go out and strike out on their dreams. That's when people get out of relationships where they're dying together rather than growing together. That's where they leave. I tell you, one of the exciting things about life is you got to keep the child in. Little children dream. After we become adults, life slap you side the head a few times, and then you don't dream anymore. Bigger Thomas, in the book on The Invisible Man, I think it was, he said, the impulse to dream has been slowly beaten out of me through the experience of life. And most people, ladies and gentlemen, have stopped living their dreams because of the lessons they've learned from life or things they've picked up because we've only been born with two fears. Fear of a loud sound or the fear of falling. All the other fears are fears we learn. Fears we pick up. Whatever you're scared of. No life. The value you brought to the planet, or more. Whatever you're afraid of. You're stronger So as we begin to look toward the future and look at what will it take for us to break through those fears, one, acknowledging the fear, knowing it's all right, some fear is healthy. Beginning to know that your dreams, your passions, your drive to achieve whatever it is you want, as it has more power and meaning, it will move you past you. As you begin to feel that you deserve it, your passion and goal is so strong. You begin to trust yourself and put yourself in the situation where you have to make it happen. You will make it happen. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't believe this. I know this from my own life experience. I know that you've got greatness within you. I know that you have unlimited potential in you. I know that you have something to give to the universe that was not here before you showed up. Somebody said that life is God's gift to us, and how we live our lives is our gift to God. What kind of gift are you giving? And what kind of gift could you give if fear wasn't an issue? And I'm saying, you can have fears, but don't surrender. Don't let your fears have you. You're more than capable of making this your decade.
I hope that that hits you guys as hard as it hits me. The part where he says that all fears are learned, just every time it hits me, because I know that all of the things that I feared when I was a brand new coach and all the things I've feared all the way throughout are things that are not reality. It's like that, the acronym where it says false evidence appearing real. You know, that we're the only ones that know our fears. We're the only ones that know why we have these fears. Often, sometimes maybe we don't even know why we have them. But in order to push past them, we need to be very clear on what they are and decide to confront them face forward. So what I wanted to do tonight, I did this on a call once before, and it was insanely helpful for me. I want you guys all to take out a piece of paper and hold it up when you have it. Brittany. Sorry if I made any of you get up. All right, when you guys all have, no. When you guys all have your piece of paper, I want you to write down 3 of your biggest fears in life or in coaching, or fears that you know are something that you struggle with and that holds you back.
Keep that phone.
Here.
No! Take off.
Does everybody have them? Give me a thumbs up when you do.
Take it off. Here you go. Hello. Have fun. Go.
If you want to, you can be brave. You can share them with the team and you can put them in the comments, but you don't have to. I know a lot of people like to, and we did it to see that, you know, a lot of our fears are pretty common. All right, if everybody has them, I'm going to give you the choice. When I did this on a call, we ripped them up in a million shreds. And when you do that, I want you to really visualize letting these fears go, like breaking down those walls and just getting rid of it, letting it out of your system, shake it out of your body. I don't care what you need to do. But know that those are nothing more than those words you just wrote on paper. They are not real. They are just fears that you have made up in your mind that are holding you back from the potential that you have. When I did this exercise the first time, like early on in coaching, obviously, you know, fear of failure, and fear of what others thought of me, fear of judgment were big things for me. When I did this a couple months ago, one of my big fears was, with the situation I have, you know, going on right now in my personal life, I was afraid of having everything I've worked so hard for taken away from me. And that is a scary, scary feeling. But it's not reality. It's not real. And what I can say today that the only fear I have is fear of not living up to my potential. It is not my fear is not being and pushing myself to the limits to see what I'm truly capable of and what I have to offer this world. And that is what I want you guys to start thinking about. Those fears are keeping you limited. They're keeping you stuck. They're emotions and their feelings that block your mind from thinking about bigger and greater things. You know, and if you can take those, rip them up. I don't care. You can go burn them if you want. Flush them down the toilet. Whatever makes you feel good. But if you start to realize that those fears are nothing more than what they're making them out to be in your head, you're going to find that you're going to get unstuck and you're going to face those fears and you're going to do the things that scare you and you're going to do them anyways, even though you're terrified. And every single time you push past those fears, you get stronger, you get more resilient, you get more brave, you know yourself better, you're more authentic, you're more empathetic with others. You know, you start to have this powerful force within you that no matter what is going on with your life, that you know that maybe you're shaken, but you're not going to fall and you're not going to shatter. And if you fall, you're going to land on your back and you're going to get back up and you're going to try even harder. I can't tell you guys how many times I have failed in this past 20 months of coaching. And a lot of you that have been around for a while have seen a lot of them happen. And every single morning I get up and I go at it with the same vengeance I did with the day before, even deeper, because I know my purpose and I know that I am here to make a greater impact. And I hope that you guys all realize that too. This is not just about challenge packs. The surprise that maybe not surprise, but the thing that I wanted to tell you guys tonight is that right now our team is ranked 185 in this entire company. Out of over 350,000 coaches, we are 185 right now. We are in the top 200. And this makes me cry, guys, because this is all because of you. It is not just because of me. I stepped front and led the way and overcame all my fears so that I could find you guys. And so you guys could go out and find your coaches. And that is how a team is formed. It started with one person. And we have touched hundreds of lives, literally a ripple effect bigger than anything I could have imagined. And it all started with me overcoming that fear of being different, doing something different, putting myself out there on Facebook and sharing my story, inviting other people to join me, carrying on when people told me no, staring fear in the face when I had haters and doubters and people tell me that this was something I couldn't do. You have to know deep down within you that you can make this work. If you want this, you've got to show up every day and you got to put in the work. Success is not easy. It doesn't just happen for you. It doesn't just come. But the way that it is easy is that you have this foundation of people around you that love you and support you and believe in you. And they don't care what your story is, you know, what's happened to you in the past. They don't look at you like you're broken. We look at each other like incredible women that we are, that have the power to make a difference in this world and on people's lives. And for me, you know, I look at it and I think this is not something you're going at alone. You have your upline, you have your teammates, you have me if you're not my coach. There is always somebody there willing and ready to help you surpass what you have done before, to help you be successful. This is not something where you're brought in and fed to the wolves to figure it out on your own. But your success is dependent on what you do. And I'm going to tell you that the biggest thing is that you need to be so solid in your purpose, knowing that you are here, you are on this call right now for a reason. You have been brought into this opportunity for something way greater than maybe you even understand. Because I know it took me for a while to really grasp how deep rooted this was. And you know, you have to find that place within you that when I talk about having a why and a vision for yourself, that those aren't things you just put on a board that's pretty and you look at it on the wall, or things that you write down on paper. Those are things that you know in your heart that you can have, that you can literally create a ripple effect on hundreds of people's lives like our team has done right now. Because imagine if every single one of you on this call goes balls to the wall from right now until this exact time next year, how many lives we could touch. Because together it's been hundreds. If all of us pushed like this and pushed towards our dreams and our goals and pushed past our fears, it could be thousands by this time next year. Maybe over 10,000. Who knows what's possible? But we have to show up as the strongest, most badass version of ourselves, unapologetically, authentically, being who you are, owning your story, just opening up to the world and not being afraid of what other people think of what you're doing, guys. This is your life. This is your future. This is not just some, you know, maybe I'll do it tomorrow, or I don't feel like it right now, or I'm tired. Because if I would have said those all those nights that I drank a cup of coffee at 9 o'clock at night and worked till midnight because I believed in something I couldn't yet see, this wouldn't be our reality right now. And I know that all of you that have put in countless hours into your coaches and your challengers and posting on Facebook and sharing your journey, this doesn't just happen on accident. And it starts with really pushing to overcome those fears. So if you haven't ripped those up yet, do so now. Burn them when we get off the call, whatever you have to do. Let those go. Let this be the day that you decide to move past that, to free yourself from those fears and go and do the things that scare you. Because every single time you do, you are going to gain strength and confidence and belief in yourself and belief in this opportunity. And you're going to see such a huge change in not just yourself, but your life and your business and the people that you're able to touch just by being the best version of you. The other thing I wanted to do, instead of just focusing on our fears, is I want you to write down 3 things that you will do now that are in regards to overcoming these fears. Write down 3 things that you have been afraid to do up until this point, that either tonight you're going to go make a post, tomorrow, in the next week, you know, maybe something in the next month, a big thing that you've been afraid to take on, making a blog, you know, making a coach sneak peek, I don't know, anything big to you that you've been too afraid to do up until this point. I want you to write those 3 things down. And I also want you to put underneath those, I want you to write down 3 of your strengths. I'm going to tell you, I'm just going to share. I'd love if we could go around and everybody can just quickly say what one of their strengths is. My one that is the one I love most about myself is that I'm very resilient. I've been through a lot of tough shit in my life, and I've always found my way despite the darkness I had to go through after it. And I never really understood why I went all through, you know, through all those things in my life until I found coaching, because it gave me a platform to share that story with a purpose, you know, to inspire hope and change in other people. And yes, it's scary to put yourself out there, but I wanted to share something with you guys that happened to me tonight. I had made Declan, it's right there. I had made a post back in July about being a single mom. And that was always one of the things I really feared sharing in the beginning. I was afraid of judgment. You know, I was afraid of what people would think about, you know, how I was living, and, you know, that my son didn't have a parent in his life and whatever. They were all just stupid, unrealistic fears that I was thinking people were judging me for, when in reality they weren't. And I made a really heartfelt post about my journey as a single mom. I had a girl write me tonight and tell me that she's made a decision to leave an extremely abusive relationship and get her own apartment because of the posts that she's seen me make over the past year. That I have given her the strength and inspired her to get out of the situation she's in, because I have proved to her that it is possible. And that is what I mean by this is not just about selling challenge packs and signing up people for fitness programs in Shakeology. This is a platform for you to literally change people's lives, for you to be that light to go ahead and push past your fears and do things that you're scared shitless to do, because there are so many other people out there like you that don't think that's possible. But if they see somebody like you doing it and sharing that and wearing your heart on your sleeve and just putting it all out there into the universe, you're going to find that there is people that you're making a difference on that maybe they're not even your customer, and that doesn't even matter. You don't even care anymore, because you know how good it felt when I got that message from her, knowing that something I had sat down and bravely overcome a fear to share on Facebook impacted her life. That is what this is all about, guys. This, you know, overcoming your fears is not just about you. It's about all the other people that you are taking that one step in front of to go and show them and lead them the way. I really hope that after this call, you have a fire lit in you to get out there and just put your true self out there for the world, because you have so much to offer. And every single person on this call has something about their story, or many things about their story, that maybe you haven't shared yet that could impact someone else. And if it's your fear to share those things, work your way up to it and do it in a way that you're comfortable with. But be authentic. That is the most important thing in coaching. You cannot be successful if you are trying to be somebody that you are not. You know, you can look at any person in this company, and the people who do well are the people that just are unapologetically themselves. They're quirky, they're funny, they're super, you know, focused on their faith. They're just themselves, and they have this way about them that just makes you want to be yourself. And that is what we are doing. By just showing up authentically, we're allowing other people to be the same, to say we all have flaws, we all have imperfections, but we all have strengths, and we all have a choice in our lives every single day. If we want something to change, that we have the ability to change those things. I've always said we are not just coaches, we are professional life changers, because that is truly what I believe. And you absolutely have everything within you that it takes for you to succeed, but you're the one that has to bring that out. And only you know what you really need to work on to make that happen. You know, don't give yourself a backup plan, guys. If you have crazy big dreams and you want something to be a reality for you, don't give yourself a backup plan anymore. Don't tell yourself it's okay if I don't hit my goals this month. I'll do it next month, because then that becomes the next month and the next month. You know, don't give yourself an out and say, if I don't get my work done today, I'll do it tomorrow. Because then 4 days from now, you're going to have 4 days of work stacked up, and you're already far behind, and then you feel defeated and you beat yourself up, and it's just a vicious cycle, just like it is with, you know, poor eating for people. They don't realize it's a vicious cycle, and the only way that you can get past it is to break it and continuously be consistent at working at overcoming those things. So whatever it is that you guys struggle with, you know that, you know, sit back and ask yourself, how bad do you really want this? Because the question is not if you have what it takes, it's are you willing to actually do it? I think that's all I have for you guys tonight. And I just want to quickly go around, unmute yourselves, and I want you all to share a strength that you have.
All right, I'll go. I'm honest. I will tell you exactly how it is. I'm not going to lie. And if that bothers you, I'm sorry, but I'm not one that's going to say something just to make you feel good about yourself. I'm going to tell you how it is, because if I don't say anything, then take it for that too. So that's definitely something I pride myself in. Everybody knows that I will be completely honest with you.
Honesty is a good quality. Who's next?
I'll go. I am compassionate. I genuinely care about everybody and their way they feel.
Sorry, my kid is going crazy right now. Somebody, whoever, unmute yourself and go ahead. We're going to go around until everybody's said their strength.
I am realistic. I had concerns and qualms about Beachbody before I signed up, and I don't hide those from people that I'm talking to. I tell them what I was scared of and how I overcame it, and my concerns, and I've had a lot of luck with that. I've made a lot of connections with people that way.
It's the best way to be, to help people overcome their fears by using your story.
I'll go. I would say that my strength would be that I'm a connector. It's like, I don't know if I've mentioned before, but if you've read The Tipping Point, it's a really good book. And it kind of talks about different types of people, experts, connectors, that sort of thing. And once I read that, it was like eye-opening. So it's sort of a natural sharing process for me.
I'll go. I think this helps just with everything with planning, but with everything with Beachbody, but I am a crazy planner. I'm just type A, organizing and plan everything. All my friends call me cruise director. I'm CD, and it's kind of good when it comes to helping just get my ducks in a row, to try to get my challengers and doing what they should, and hopefully it works at times.
It's a good quality to have. That is definitely not my strong suit.
I'll give you some of mine and I can take some of your stuff.
All right, I'll go. I'm a good listener. People seem to just kind of be drawn to me with their problems, and so I'm a good listener.
Well, that comes down to your energy too, that people feel comfortable to talk to you. So it's a lot more than being a good listener. I have the same thing happen too. I have people just tell me their life story and I'm like, whoa. But it makes you feel good that people are that comfortable to open up to you because they know you're genuine and you're real and you're not going to judge them. So that is great quality.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, I think I have to go in a second because my kids are falling down. I mean, not falling down. They're breaking down, whatever. I think my biggest can we stop crying for a second? I think my biggest strength is patience, and I don't have a lot of it right now, but typically I'm really patient, and which makes me a good mom. But that's all I have to say about that. You're fine.
I'll go next.
All the toddlers.
I think one of my big strengths is I'm really good at turning negative conversation into positive conversation because I'm an optimist and I always try to see the best in everything. So when I talk to people and they're feeling down or they're feeling negative, I have a good way of turning it around.
That's awesome as well. I've been listening to a lot of Brendan Burchard podcasts, and it's all about, being present and being grateful that no matter how tough a situation is, that there's always something you can find to be grateful for in it. It's a great thing. Kelly, we haven't heard from you yet.
Guys, I don't know. I don't know. It's so crazy. I feel like I had a really easy time writing down my weaknesses and my fears, but I didn't have that easy of a time writing down my strengths, which is kind of interesting. But anyway, I think one of my strengths is that I feel like my belief and my will are pretty unbreakable. Like there is literally nothing you can tell me to stop me from reaching my goal. And helping my team, you guys come alongside me. Like it doesn't matter if I've had the worst day in the world, like, or, I lost 18 challengers and my whole downline. The next day I would be like, okay, what are we going to do now? I just need to learn something. I did, like there's I'm very much so like, okay, that didn't work. Then I'm going to find the thing that's going to work because it was something that I did and I know I can control it. And so I know that I can learn more to make it better next time. So I think that is my strength.
Well, that goes along with resiliency as well. Seeing those mistakes and those failures as lessons rather than something damning. How you can do better. It's always how we can do better. Who else do we have? Lindsay, Christina, Marina, Lauren.
Hi. I guess I believe in second chances and helping people realize that they have them. I talk to a lot of people who are always like, I just can't do anything, and I just really help them find that they can. So that's mine.
It's awesome because we always have second chances. Every day is a new second chance if anybody wants it to be. So it's a good one. Marina, Christina, and Lindsay. Don't make me pick names like it's classroom again. Marina, where you at? Christina said, I'm a people pleaser. I love to make people happy. I'm more than willing to go above and beyond to make someone smile. This is one of my biggest downfalls, but because of what I've been through, I've learned how to control it. So I'm confused now. Is being a people pleaser a strength or weakness? Because I know I'm a people pleaser and it can be both. Okay, so it is a strength now. Lindsay or Marina, you're the last two. I don't even know if you're there.
Lindsay posted that the baby was sleeping on her. She didn't want to wake him up.
Oh, can you type?
She did.
Oh. Oh, I'm confused now. Okay. Marina, are you there? This is your last call. Okay, well, maybe she'll come back. I hope that this was eye-opening for all of you. I think, Kelly, it's really interesting that you had a hard time with writing down the strengths because that is always something that I have struggled with too. It's often really easy to see your weaknesses and really hard to, say what your strengths are or say things that you love about yourself. And that is the mindset that we need to shift to, is to stop focusing so much on the weaknesses and start focusing on the strengths. Start focusing on what you're good at, what you have to offer the world. What makes you different than everybody else? What makes you? I'm so sorry. This is what happens when his grandparents gave him coffee on the way home an hour ago. But what I'm saying is, I hope that you guys have learned to kind of shift towards really focusing on your weaknesses. It's that self-talk that constantly goes on in your head that you have to retrain, because that was one of the worst things for me. Was I was so negative in how I talked to myself when I was a new coach. And it was literally a constantly all day thing that I had to stop saying negative things to myself and literally like a kid be like, I need to replace that negative thought with 3 positive ones, for as long as it took for me to stick saying something different. And that is still something that I need to work on now. That's always ever changing, because you're always going to look at your weaknesses first. And the more that we practice focusing on our strengths and really honing in on those and how we can utilize those, the stronger that we're going to become, and the less the weaknesses even matter. Those aren't going to hold you back at all. And I really hope, like I said, that doing that exercise with the fears, that once I end this call tonight, that you let those go. Just let them go. I don't care if you need to go cry, if you need to go do whatever you need to do. I know that it can be emotional for people sometimes, especially if you've carried baggage and fears for a lot of your life, because I know that I did. And it can be a really emotional thing to work through sometimes, but know that those fears do not control you, and they do not serve you, and they are not going to help you get to where you want to be. The only way that we can truly be successful and live up to our potential and do all the things we are capable of is if we face and overcome those fears. So I want you guys, or I would encourage you guys, to make a decision tonight if you haven't already made that decision. I know for me, like I said, I made this in the first week of being a coach, that I made a decision that no matter how many times I fell on my face, and no matter how many times I failed, and no matter how many times I was afraid of the things I had to do, or how much I had to learn, or how far I felt I had to go, I made a decision that I was going to make this work no matter what. And I will never quit, and I will never give up, and I will never give up on anyone that comes onto this team. And I'm hoping that you are going to make that same decision for yourself, because your future depends on it. Your family depends on it. All your challengers and all the coaches and all the people who are out there waiting in the wings to see something from you that is going to change their life. If we don't get out there and go after it with a vengeance, there is tons of people that might be missing out on something that could be completely life-altering for them. And that is how serious I take this. So I encourage you tonight to make that decision, to just go all in and give yourself no backup plan, that you are going to be successful no matter what, and what you have to do and how long it takes. I love you guys. And that quote that I mentioned, if you want to write it down, because I now have it written on my wall, it says, hesitation breeds fear. Hesitation breeds fear, and action kills fear. So take the actions to overcome those fears. Does anybody have any other questions before we hop off? No? I'll post the recording of that video on the team page. I keep it on my favorites list in my YouTube. All right, guys. I'm super proud of you. I'm so proud of this team. I can't even, it's hard for me to even sit back and think about how grateful I am to have you all in my lives and on this team representing Empowered Elite. And the mission that we stand for, because this once was a dream of mine, and it was a fear that I didn't know if I could make it a reality or not. And that just goes to show what happens when you push to overcome your fears and believe in your dreams more so than you do all those other things. All right, guys, have a good night. Thanks for hopping on.
Thanks, Dana.
Bye.
Good night, guys. Thanks, love.